Hello and welcome back to the most niche channel on YouTube. No, I'm not talking about femboy fishing. This is a tiny meme channel for an RTS that bankrupted its developer a decade ago, had its IP purchased by the world's largest supplier of catgirls, and now only exists as a non-profit community project. That's right, I'm talking about Supreme Commander. Imagine it's a Friday night, your peers are out on the town having fun, but you're working in a small, lonely apartment making something that only autistic people enjoy for literally no financial reward. Well, that's exactly what the unsung heroes of the FAF Development team do, tirelessly working away in the GitHub mines, extracting precious CPU cycles to try to make FAF run a little bit smoother on your toaster, and then writing long and complicated blog posts about Lua code that nobody actually reads. So similar to how The Big Short used a naked woman in a bathtub to teach basic financial theory, here's a bunch of memes to show 18 months of development work and my top 5 new FAF features for this year. New technology can be scary.
Technology! Oh my god!
But let's start with the digital elephant in the room. Publicly available AI can already generate pornography, impersonate a president, draw you a cute Aeon waifu, do your homework, turn Facebook into the world's longest crime lineup, and much more. Yes, as a species, we've probably dug too deep into the GitHub mines and awoken a monster of code and flame that's coming for all of our jobs, but at least I seem to be safe for now.
I don't give a fuck about no robots.
Half of the FAF community plays almost exclusively against AI opponents in various skirmish and co-op modes, so a lot of time and effort has gone into progress on the AI pathfinding meshes, and a new AI variant called M27, created by Maudlin, who looks like a character I had a questionably consensual relationship with that one time I played Dragon Age.
I never ever wanted that, not in my wildest dreams.
M27 is smart enough to launch its nukes at unprotected high-value targets, and has unlimited APM for micro tricks like hover bombing. It's a 700 rated opponent on ladder, which makes it a challenge for most FAF players. It also means it will completely demolish most of the Steam community without mercy. If you understand the weakness of flesh and you crave the strength and certainty of steel, you could download M27 through the FAF client mod vault, and if you want to watch it bullying high-rated players in the Rainbow Cup tournament I've casted, I'll leave a video link in the description below. Whilst we're on the subject of co-op play, Control Common Army is a mode I first used in vanilla StarCraft on Battle.net, and I'm pleased to say it's now an option in core FAF. You can use this to have one player macro and another micro vultures like a 400 APM Korean, or you could take control of an allied experimental at a critical moment, preventing them from winning a derp award by epically blundering it like this.
Just to suffer.
Perhaps the most obvious change this year is Team Matchmaker, which is an excellent addition to FAF. If you want to be the ladder god that custom game casuals fear, this is where you need to go to forge yourself into a better player from the salt mines of defeat. If you are put off by huge APM maps, tiny skirmish maps, or practice build orders on established maps, make sure you queue for 3v3, which is exclusively played on the mid-sized random map generator.
Cancel. So hot right now.
If the game's going badly for you and your team, all hope seems lost and you're sinking into FAF depression, you can try the new recall mechanic in the diplomacy menu. This is a lore-friendly surrender option, and it becomes available for team vote after the first 5 minutes. Go and have a wiggle in the middle of the map. You can enable show mouse location to see where players have their attention during live games. It's fantastic for 1v1 analysis and casting, but kind of starts looking like a swarm of angry bees for games with 6 players or more. So if you're spectating as an observer in a big team game, you might want to disable it in the options menu. Good news! The total mass and energy that your units have reclaimed is now tracked by default in the standard UI, so you can see which of your engineers is providing you the best service. Now if you're American and feel the need to tip them, please don't. We don't need that culture contaminating any more planets than it already has.
Stop it. Get some help.
For those of you playing on potatoes, the FAF development team continues to look for ways to streamline the base game's code.
There's too many garbage files. I need more time.
and have solved a fairly major issue with the way the game allocates some of the data in its tables. It's a bit complicated, but it should result in a 20% performance boost when it's released later this month. Now, a 20% performance gain might not sound like a lot, but let me assure you, it can make all the difference. That's enough to take you from an underwhelming 5 inches up to a more ideal 6 inches, or if you're used to a bit more, from 10 inches all the way up to a foot long, for if you're really hungry. That's right, you've heard of tilted players and tilted towers, now get ready for tilted buildings. Flexible terrain building is the 2023 project I'm most excited for in FAF, because instead of getting cock-blocked by a tiny piece of terrain, you're going to be more free to express your air grid SimCity mastery in classic maps like Seaton's Clutch. Other notable features include selection splitting hotkeys and a ton of new alternatives to the Blue Panties map. Hey, stop! But who am I to tell you how to enjoy the game? FAF is currently in a golden age of player activity, balance and memes, and to me this represents an island of old school RTS authenticity in a games industry increasingly dominated by insidious corporate greed.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have fun.
And that's all really thanks to the efforts of the community and the volunteers. So if you want to be a part of the community, enlist in the FAF volunteer force today.
Young people from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
The war effort needs your effort.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
Once we understand the bug, we will defeat it.